The Bible tells us to pray without ceasing. And most of the time, we pray for God to give us things. We pray for love. We pray for good health and for blessings. We pray for financial security. But rarely do we ever pray for God to remove things from our lives, especially the things we don't want to give up. Although we tend to shy away from loss can be a powerful tool. The loss of a job can be the birth of a business. A friend walking away can actually be God's way of only surrounding you with people who will help you, people who will encourage you and push you to new heights in your faith. Sometimes the answer to your prayers is in what you lose, because not everything attached to you is good for you. Not everything you desire or wish for is beneficial for you. You may want that door to be opened. You may want that opportunity. But there is a God in heaven, a God who knows that this step will lead you here, and you're not ready to face what's here. But this step, however, is good for you because it will develop your character. It will develop your resilience. Sometimes your prayers are answered by what you lose. The Lord is ever gracious and faithful to the extent that He can use a loss for our own good. I stand here today and I can say, if it had not been for what I went through, if it had not been for my losses, I would not have been elevated to where I am today. The battles I lost yesterday led me to my victories this day.
The thing I love about the Lord is that His ways are not like our ways. What God does, how God works, is beyond our understanding or comprehension. The way that God chooses to answer your prayers may not always be what you expect. Sometimes your prayers are indeed answered by loss. Sometimes God answers your prayers by taking something away from you, and that can hurt. But after that initial sting, you may start to realize that this painful experience was a blessing in disguise. Maybe people begin to walk out of your life. Maybe you start losing friends that you care about, but later on, you realize that they were hurting you more than they were helping. And so God was actually answering your prayer for a joyful and drama-free life. Maybe you lose a relationship, but as a result, you also lose the anxiety that came with it. You begin to feel freer and happier, just like you once prayed for. Maybe you lose an opportunity that you were really excited about, but later you find out that God was setting you up for something even greater. In all these situations, you might not see the positive consequences at first, but one day, when you look back, you will suddenly be able to connect the dots. You will start to see how God was actually being gracious by removing that person, that relationship, or that opportunity from your life. Of course, none of this is a surprise to God. Isaiah 55 verse 8 says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord." As much as God hates to see our pain, He knows that sometimes pain is necessary for our ultimate joy. We must occasionally experience losses in order to grow. God knows exactly what we need and at what time we need it. We just have to trust Him. We just have to let Him work in the way only He can do. Because we have all the blind spots, areas of our life that are unhealthy or toxic to our relationship with God, and we don't even realize it. But in His mercy, God steps in and removes those things for us, and He replaces them with something better. So right now, if you're going through a loss, if you're going through a season of disappointment, consider the possibility that God is answering your prayers in an unconventional way. Consider the possibility that through this loss, He is rearranging your life. Through this loss, He is strengthening you. Through this loss, He is leading you to better. God doesn't always answer our prayers the way we want, but He always gives us exactly what we need.
Jesus said, in this world, you're going to have trouble. You will face some hardship. Not everything will go your way. You might have to deal with the trials of sickness, tragedy, natural or economic disasters, and oh yes, the devil. Being told something like that would certainly make you worry. But if you're patient enough to read the second part of that verse in John 16:33, Jesus said, yes, you will face troubles in this world. But take heart, be courageous, be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. So take heart. It means to grind up your courage or to be encouraged. Those words are meant to lift us, to strengthen our spirit, and to give us hope and peace. I love the verse in Psalms 37 that says, I have been young, and now I am old. Yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken. That's what I call a faith verse. It's one that's meant to strengthen your faith. It's meant to encourage you to keep the faith. When we're struggling, it can be easy to think that God has abandoned us. After all, He has the power to deliver us. With just one word, He could make all our pain go away in an instant. And yet, this is not typically the way that God chooses to work. Sometimes He allows us to go through deep waters before providing a way out. But that doesn't mean He doesn't love us. That doesn't mean He has forsaken us. It simply means He has a better plan, even if we don't understand it.